Focused Warrior podcast with John and Aaron, my brother from down under.
My friend, what's going on, stud?
Bro, fucking beautiful week, dude.
Yeah,
Beautiful week. I've told you this year over year, Aaron, but it's one of those things, bro, with grief. You don't know how it's going to get you.
yeah.
And you lead up to it and you go through all these emotions and all these thoughts leading up to it. And the day comes and, bro, it was awesome, dude. I mean, so many people showed up throughout the day, Aaron. I worked all day, bro, and
Mm,
my wife was upstairs with people just coming in and out because we told everybody, come to the house if you're available, and whatnot. And she got some snacks and she got a few things, and dude, it was just awesome, Aaron. I mean, all day long, my phone was blowing up. You had sent me some stuff,
yep,
yesterday as well, and
of
it was
course.
cool, dude. You just, you know what it is, Aaron? You start to know who's real. And everybody says they're going to
Yeah,
be there for you, and at the end of the day, man, I told my wife this yesterday too. I said, and today I said, we know who the real ones are. We know who's
yeah.
going to be there and who's not. And I fucking love it, dude. It really just, the people that are going to be there for you year in and year out, man. It's
Oh,
awesome.
dude,
Awesome.
absolutely. And we talk about it all the time that, when times get tough, that's when you truly know, like, who's there for you. And it's not who's there that are willing to do things for you, but who's just there. Now, I know we've
Yeah.
got a lot of new listeners here, all on YouTube and Spotify and Apple. Give us a little bit of a background for those that are like, what are you talking about? Like, what
Yeah.
happened this week? What happened yesterday? So,
Yeah. Well, welcome to the new listeners as well. I will tell you that. So yesterday was the 3 year anniversary of our beautiful baby boy Jaden Nash Alvarado. We lost him 3 years ago in a car accident, and it's crazy to think about it, Aaron, because 36 months,
mm,
like it's so crazy, dude. I mean, it just feels like it's weird, and people that go through grief, this, right? It feels like so long ago, but it feels like a snap of the finger, like
yep.
it just happened. You go to the site, and we went to the site yesterday, and I'm sure you saw some of the pictures, man.
I
Things
did, I did,
lit up like a Christmas tree, man.
man. And you know
Love
what?
it.
That's so fucking beautiful. Every time I see that, because we don't see stuff like that in Australia.
Yeah,
And there are a lot of councils, and I've said this before on podcasts before, and for the new listeners, here in Australia, if you actually do something like that on the side of the road, the council will literally come in and bulldoze it and get rid
wow,
of it. It's just
wow.
like, yeah, the care factor here is pretty much zero. So it's really, really sad. So those of you that are on social media, absolutely do yourself a favor. Go and have a look at John's social media pages. It's really beautiful to see the celebration on that site. It's just, yeah, I've never seen anything like it. I think it's just absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, brother. And I tell you, man, it's this thing, Aaron, when you go there, man, that it's just you just feel so drawn to it.
Mm.
And I mean, it's just around the corner from our house. It's not even far. So we
That's the
just feel
thing
this
that
obligation.
still to this day, that's the thing that just fucking like it's a combination of it blows me away, but it's also how surreal, how frightening, how like you're just that fucking far away.
That
Like,
far away, dude.
dude,
It gets you all the feels, Aaron. It really does, bro, because again, man, when I tell the story, I tell it a lot different now than I did maybe a couple of years ago.
mm.
And bro, it's just I still get a lot of people that tear up, and it's not that I don't, right? It's just I can deliver it to you now and you get all the feels,
And that's one
right?
thing.
Because
That's
yeah,
one thing.
man.
Yeah, I definitely want to touch on that, and I really wanted to find out for you that, and we all know the grief never goes away. I mean, I lost my dad 10 years ago this year, and yeah, the grief never goes away. Absolutely not. You just get better at dealing with it. And I
Yeah.
really want to hear from you, and naturally from your really close circle, like your family, like how they're dealing with it as well. From you being the outside, because naturally you don't know truly what they're feeling. You can only see and feel from the outside. So,
Mhm.
and I know there are people that are still having to deal with the grief and deal with the loss of someone years later. And I
Yeah.
know that you're in a grief share group as well. So, yeah, I want to talk into that a little bit more about someone that's listening to this and is grieving with loss in how whatever loss that is. Obviously, what are the steps that you go through, to be able to do with it? And when those feelings come back up again, like what's the process you follow or you go through to, literally just try and get on with your day? How does that look?
Man, bro, good question, Aaron. I'll tell you, bro, it's this, man. What it comes down to is, I mean, I don't know everything about everything, right? But I know enough about grief to know that in the beginning, when it happened to me, I ran from it. I
Mm,
did everything I could to just, I didn't want to feel any pain. I didn't want to cry anymore. If I could go have a drink, I would go have a drink. I didn't want to deal with it, Aaron. And I felt like now that I look back at that time, that's what made it worse. Because if I was drunk, I had to wake up the next day. And guess what?
oh,
It was still there. You know what I'm saying, bro? And so
yeah,
I will tell you, somebody 3 years to yesterday has happened. Whenever I get those moments, I have them, bro. I have them. I literally will shut it down, right? If I need to shut it down, I'll shut it down. Doesn't matter. I mean, my business is very important to me, but if I have a moment, I will shut it down. Meaning, I'm not gonna go, oh, I'll just power through work and I'll just get over it. See, this is the problem. Men in general have been coached to go, just deal with it. You know
yeah,
what? Just suck it up. You don't need
yeah.
to cry. You don't, and that's the thing, bro. When I stop, if I have the moment, I stop in that moment, whatever it is, and I have it. So if I need to cry, I need to cry. If I need to stop in the middle of the road and pull over off to the side and have my moment, I'll have it. If
Pay
it's just,
attention,
you know
guys.
what they call those, bro? They call those grief ambushes. That's what it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah, and I love that because I think that's definitely what's been pushed in society for men. Harden the fuck up. Boys don't cry. Like what were we told
Yeah.
as a kid when we were a boy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Men don't cry. All that kind of shit. And what do? We actually hold on to, repress, suppress our emotion, and we
Until
know.
what did you say, Aaron? You said it best. Pressure cooker.
Yep,
Boom, you
yep,
explode on somebody on the side of the road for no reason. Your significant other, friends, you start bitching at your boss. I mean, dude, there's so many people that
yeah,
get what you're building up inside. And I'm telling you, Aaron, the reason why I've been able to be so patient with this is because after I have the moment, it's released.
mm,
The pressure cooker is now back down, right? I'm not saying it's gone and we're good, right? It's
yeah.
just we get through the moments,
And that's one thing
and
I wanted
that's
to
what it is.
highlight is yeah, the emotion doesn't go away. It's just not heightened. You're not trying to
Right,
hold on to it.
right.
So yeah, and guys, if you do have to have that moment to express, and that's one thing society has shunned, is that for a man to express his emotion, it's they labeled it toxic masculinity. And it's like it's fucking not. All we're
No, it's
doing
just
is
it's
yeah,
dude, it's human beings
yeah,
shit, Aaron.
yeah.
That's what it is, brother.
So I really love
And
that. So naturally, I'm never, you're never going to say that it's going to get to a point where this is not going to happen. No fucking way.
no,
Like, like I
no.
said, 10 years later, 5 years later for my mum, and I lost both my parents, still to this day, I sit there and I have these moments that all I would love to do is, and I know for you yourself, all I'd love to do is be able to pick up the phone and have a conversation with
Oh,
them, you
bro.
know?
And see, that's what it is, Aaron. Man, that's so good, bro, because I love hearing from you, man, because you and I are sitting in different spaces of grief.
Mm,
I
mm,
lost my boy. You have your boy. I have my parents. You don't have your
yeah,
parents. So
yeah.
see how and this is the thing, bro. I love this because we're coming from two different spots. I don't know what it's like to lose my parents. I know one day I will.
Mm,
You
mm,
lost your parents too early in your mind, right? In all of our minds. We lose our parents too early.
yeah,
But to
yeah.
lose a child and then you have your boy, it's like the thing is, bro, is you find what I love is that you find I don't know if it's companionship or if it's brotherhood or what it is, but you find that in other people. That's the reason why I'm so obsessed, bro, with my grief share group
Mm,
because
mm.
everybody understands. And it doesn't matter. Everybody sits in there losing a spouse, losing a child, losing dude, there's somebody in there, bro, an elderly woman who lost her husband of 55 years, bro.
Man, that's hard, eh?
And I mean, it's not even can you imagine, but it's an infatuation now. I'm like, I need to hear this story.
Yeah.
Dude, and it breaks my heart to watch people cry. It really does. But you lean into it, Aaron, and that's why you harden up. And you know how the society says harden the fuck up. The only way you do that is by building up your damn armor enough
Yep.
strong because the problems don't go away and the grief doesn't go away, man. It means you got to get better.
I agree. And harden the fuck up is you actually really step into your authenticity, like step
Thank you.
into your truth. Having a good conversation about to a friend yesterday about that is that once you step into your truth and you stop telling lies to yourself, that's when you can start moving forward in life. And,
There you
going
go.
through grief is no fucking different. What we're
Yeah.
trying to do and I see this in a lot of people, is that they're trying to distract themselves with just shit, just like stuff that is not going to help them move forward. And that distraction is hoping to, quell the pain, is hoping to dull that pain, is hoping to not let them think about the thing. You can talk to someone who's lost a significant other, not through death, but just like the relationship didn't work. There's still
Yeah.
an element
That's a
of
grief
grief.
too. That is
I,
a grief. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and look, naturally, it's a little bit different when you lose someone in person, but you and I both know, we're literally on the same timeline. We have the same thought process that when you lose someone in a physical form, they haven't gone in the spiritual realm. Like they are still with us. You know,
Yeah.
I know you still hear your boy. I know you still have your boy tapping you on the shoulder, reminding you what the
Yes.
fuck are you doing. No
Yes.
different to my dad and my mum. No different at all. So and the hardest thing is that a lot of us are trying to look for distractions in life in a lot of things. A lot of us are chasing things that mean absolutely fucking nothing to us. And the one thing that we're removing ourselves from is just that authenticity and truth that we need to be within ourselves. And once you
Mm.
hit that, and that's all part of my program. That's all part of Awaken the Warrior program, is that you need to, and the emotional intelligence, the physical strength, the getting in touch with who the fuck are you. When you get into that moment, that's when all of a sudden the barriers that you put up are slowly, crumbling around you. It doesn't mean that, the wall or the barriers that you're putting up to protect yourself, who you are. And when you know who you are and you come from a place of your own self truth, that's when all of a sudden you are courageous in where you stand, courageous in the things that you say, and obviously the thing and how you express yourself. So I really want to go back to you being a man, like a strong father figure, a strong leader in your own world and in yourself. Because, bro, I've seen the development in the last 3 years with you. Like, I've
Thank you.
seen where you have come from, even before you lost your boy. I kind of knew a little bit about you. So,
Yeah.
with that, now being able to be, I wouldn't even say comfortable, because it's always never comfortable when you're expressing yourself emotionally and you're just letting those tears flow. Like
Yeah.
we fucking hate it. We do whatever we can to shut that down. So in that moment, once you feel comfortable, I need to express myself, whatever emotion is going up. And I absolutely guarantee, and I want to ask something as well. Is it not only sadness and the grief and the crying that you feeling? Is there anger as well?
Oh yeah. Yeah. But the anger, Aaron, it's a controllable anger, right? It's not a I need to go, rage
Fucking punch
somewhere,
someone.
right? It's not
Yeah.
that. It's a controlled anger in the sense of because bro, at the end of the day, man, we're human beings, Aaron.
Mm.
We're all human beings. It doesn't, I mean, it's not all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm this person now and I never get angry. And I never, no, hell no, man. It's just, it's one of those things for me that, to your point, right? It goes against how I was raised or it goes against what I believe today. Now, does that mean that I judge you? Absolutely not. I am not the one to judge whatsoever, right? But what I always do, Aaron, how I look at this is I like to turn the anger into, you know what, that's them. That is their journey. Now, do I like it? No, absolutely not. Would I love to see more of X, Y, or Z or whatever it is? Hell yeah, I would. But what does that mean, Aaron? That means I got to turn around and look it back at me again.
Mm.
Am I doing what I need to be doing in order for me to even stand next to somebody and just have a conversation, whether they're angry, whether I'm angry, or whatever it is, and be able to decipher that? Just be able to take it down a notch, right? And so I think the biggest thing with this, Aaron, is I love it, bro, because I feel like in a lot of cases, especially with, not necessarily the anger part, but you end up making people uncomfortable after a while because you end up being so unstoppable internally that when I'll tell you like this, Aaron, I can't tell you how many people in the middle of a conversation will be like, yeah, I usually go up to this place and I have a drink. I know you don't drink. And I'm like, that's not about me. That's about you feeling uncomfortable around me because you keep reminding me
Yeah,
that I don't drink, which I already know that,
that's the guilt,
right? So why
bro.
are you reminding me of that? Because it's your guilt.
Absolutely. It absolutely
So,
is
dude,
about that.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean, Aaron, about, anger hits, but then I'm like, but wait a minute. I'm doing good.
Mm.
I'm keeping promises to myself. I'm kicking ass every day. So no one's going to find out. I mean, we talked about this episode, right? But no one's going to find me out, right? But at the same time, it still angers me, right? It disappoints me when I see certain behavior, but I'm going, but all I got is me. All I can control is me. I can't control what other people do. All I can do is make you uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And not
Yeah.
even do it on purpose,
And you
just
know what?
because being in your presence.
That's the uncomfortable place because you know that the mirror has, is reflecting back on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
I fucking that's cool. And that actually for you being able to be strong in that space and going and no, man, this ain't about me. I know what you're doing here. I know the
Yeah,
yeah, I know the
yeah,
conversation you're having in your head. All right, that's really cool. Like so, naturally, grief share for you is like a really big thing, and it's been a big thing for the last 3 years. And now you've
yeah,
stepped into more of a, I guess, a leadership role in that respect.
yeah.
You've had the church come to you and ask you to show up and
Oh yeah.
lead some of these grief
Mhm,
shares.
mhm.
Like when you first went, yeah, and let's just again just a little bit of reframe in how long it
Sure.
took you to go to that grief share, like to where we are now. I'd love to see this timeline because I think it's pretty incredible. And look, everyone's timeline is going to be different. Everyone's going to experience
As
a
it
different.
should, Aaron. As it should, brother.
Yeah.
100%.
So I definitely want to hear from that perspective, obviously the journey, how long it's come from, and now where your space is. Like where are you now for people? Not only for yourself,
Oh,
because we're
bro.
still finding
Love it.
ourselves, but yeah.
Love it, man. Love it, bro. And I'll tell you this, Aaron, this is where it's at, bro, right now. So just to recap, when it happened obviously, October 30th, 2022. I spent October, November, December, most of January until the end of January, just lost, shut it down. I actually, and I've said this so many times on a podcast, but once again, for the new listeners, got to re-up it, right? Got to keep talking about it.
Mm.
That's okay. Even you, Aaron, would constantly reach out on DMs. Brother, I'm here from you. And I just went ice cold with everybody, Aaron. And you understood, bro. I mean, that's why
Yep,
you're still my
yep.
brother. That's why you're still here, man, because you understand. And the thing is, a lot of people did. A lot of people just made it about them. Be like, oh, well, whatever. He'll reach out when he wants to, but I'm not going to bother anymore, so to speak. Well, dude, I was bottling up every other night if I could, cracking beers, sitting in front of the
So you
TV.
literally like overnight became an alcoholic and just like fucking
But
tried to kill
Aaron, the
yourself.
thing was, bro, is first of all, that was never me. I just had no interest in being here anymore. Does that make
Yeah,
sense? Like
yeah, fuck. Oh yeah, bro.
bro, it just
Yeah.
it messes with you so bad. And I'm saying this vulnerable because I want people to go, if you're feeling this way, it's okay, right? Of course I don't want you to feel like that forever, but
Mm.
man, in the beginning, how do you process what just happened, right?
Yep.
So that's why I'm saying that, brother. So in January, I just, you know what it was, Aaron? I had this little glimmer of who I was trying to become in the process still hitting me inside, going, "Hey, this isn't us. We don't drink every night.
It's
This
mate,
isn't us. We still want to be here, right? We come on, just what? Take something, do
when I
something.
hear that, when I hear that, for me, that's just for you to have that little voice come through and to hear that voice going, "This is not you."
Yeah,
th- to me, like, and some people just don't hear that for a
right,
long, long time, and for you
right.
to hear that, but I think for you to actually pay attention to it,
Yeah,
mate, that guys, I want you to keep listening to this because yeah, that just yeah, it just not only gives me goosebumps every time I hear it because yeah, like at any moment you could have stayed in the darkness and you could have just gone, yeah, I can't fucking do this and I need to, get rid of the pain. And you can't
yeah,
express the pain. Like you're not
yeah.
feeling the pain. It's just an immense amount of emptiness that
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, bro. And so that's what it was, Aaron. And I just couldn't, I don't know, man. I couldn't stay there. For some reason, I just couldn't stay there any longer. I didn't like it. I didn't like it, but I didn't know what to do.
Mm.
So yeah, bro. And then I mean, to keep it short and simple, I ended up reaching out to somebody, at the job that I was at the time. She was a director, and she's like, by the way, I understand, what, well, she didn't say I understand. She said, I'm sorry. And she said that if there was anything I ever needed, she had a lot of resources. And I said, you know what? I would actually love some resources because I don't know
Courage,
anything
man.
about it,
Brave for you to even
right?
ask. Fuck yeah.
Because dude, I was like, even if I do nothing with it, at least I still have it, right?
Mm.
So she sent it to me, dude, straight away. She sent it right through. And I looked it up and I started looking through all the resources and I landed on GriefShare, brother. And man, I didn't want to go sit in a group. I didn't want to, I was so against everything I had ever done. And dude, I'm in training. So you would think that it would be easy for me. But imagine being in a group and having to express your grief to people.
Is
And they don't make you, Aaron, right? I will
Yeah.
say that. They don't force you to do it. But I knew for me, when I walked into that very first class, if I could just give you that piece, I was not with it, dude. I was,
is
why am I here?
Yeah, that and like is that because you didn't want to expose yourself
I was
or be
scared, Aaron. I
exposed?
was scared, bro. I
Yeah.
was so scared being there. My heart was beating out of my chest. I was already dealing with health issues at the time. I felt like a level of anxiety and just fear and just stress. And dude, you can imagine all the things going into that first
Mm.
class, right? Leaders, and I still with them today. Same leaders and everything. Same two couple. And here's what's dope, Aaron. I don't know if I've ever shared this on the podcast, man. So I can say their names on here. So their names are their husband and wife, and their names are Lois and JD, and their last name is Nash. So
Yeah.
why I picked them out of all the grief groups I could have went to, I found their names, and my boy's middle name is Nash.
Yeah.
That's why I went to them, brother. And by the way, there's a church literally 2 minutes from my house. I could have went there,
Mm.
and I
Mm.
chose to go. It's about 20-minute drive away from my house. But the reason why I did that, Aaron, is because I wanted to be able to leave there, and if I needed to cry, if I needed to decompress, I wanted the drive back to be me by myself. I didn't want 2 minutes back to my house and me still be freaking out, right?
Mm.
So yeah, dude, Lois and JD Nash, I mean, my absolute saviors, and I shout them out on the podcast. I'm gonna even let them know I shouted them out so they listen to our episode.
Please, yeah,
But
I hope
dude,
they do.
there's Aaron, and this is the thing, bro. We can go a lot of different directions on this, but I'm gonna say this, bro. I mean, we've talked about this on the pod. You and my boys share the same birthday. There's no coincidence here, right? And so as time goes on, Aaron, and I'm going in a couple different directions here, but from that first class until now, experiencing everything that I've experienced, there's just no way. And like you say, my boy's smiling down on me. He was proud of me because I worked yesterday. I didn't have to. I could have taken the day off. Last year, I took the day off.
Mm.
This year, I told my wife, I said, I'm going to work. And she said, she's like, you do it however you want to do it. And I love that because we've gotten to a place now where we understand where we're taking two different paths down the grief road, and that's respectable, and we can do
Dude.
that.
And that's another conversation I think we can have from a parent's perspective, and and how it affects your and your wife's relationship. That's a
Yeah.
whole new fucking conversation that you need to
Yeah.
deal with. So yeah, to get to it, and that's 3 years, bro. 3 years for you to get to an understanding. That
So
in
for the
itself.
people listening,
Yeah.
it's okay to feel like you just, why the fuck does this still hurt so bad? It's going to. It's just, what do you do with that? And I think that's the question we always have to ask ourselves, bro. Is what do you do with it? I mean, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, here's what I think you should do. I
Mm.
would never take anybody else's advice, even if they were going through grief. There's like a little age-old thing in our group where we don't sit there and go, you know what you should try? We never do that, Aaron.
Telling people what to
Nobody
do.
ever gives each other advice inside those groups. You're there to listen
Yeah.
and love. That is it.
So I know that there's definitely a first step, and everyone's going to have that first step at some point. It'll take as long as it takes. The one thing that, and I really want to touch on the one thing for you. You never lost yourself. You did lose yourself within that moment, but you never completely lost yourself. Because when you
Yeah.
completely lose yourself, that's when you give up all hope or want to be around. And let's be real with that.
Yeah.
So for you, there was never a complete loss of hope. So there was still something in you to keep on going. And obviously with yours and Mandy's relationship, and obviously with yourself and what you're now going through in regards to, still going through the grief, but still showing up to the grief share. There's one thing that there's a commonality in all of this in the last 3 years, and I know it's going to continue for years to come, is that you haven't fucking quit. You haven't quit on yourself. You haven't quit on your marriage. You haven't quit on your kids. So I think that's really important that people need to
That's
look
the
at it from a
hardest thing too, Aaron, by
fuck
the way.
yes. Oh mate, you're in
That is the
darkness.
hardest thing.
You're in so much pain, pain that you can't express, a pain that's just like is an immense amount of emptiness.
And it's not like it gets in, there's not an end game, Aaron.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this too, brother. The other thing about it that I learned, especially in grief, is you find other people going through the exact same thing. And then all of a sudden, you don't feel like you're on an island. And I can never say to you, Aaron, you don't understand. And the thing is, bro, is when you tell people they don't understand, you're playing a victim. And I hate to put it that way because we could all live in that space, Aaron. And you start thinking, how, like in the beginning, dude, when it first happened and, there was family around me and stuff, all I ever wanted to tell them was, you don't understand.
Fuck
You don't
off.
understand
Yeah.
what you don't give me advice. You don't understand. You have
Yeah.
your kids.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
problem with that, Aaron, is that you stay there. You think that the whole world has never gone through what you're going through. And then that keeps you in this bubble. Well, I know when I got into grief, I met a beautiful, beautiful young woman who's really good. I'm a really good friend with in there. And my wife knows about her story too and everything. And she also lost her 17-year-old daughter in a car accident. So imagine hearing that story, right? And going, wait a minute. I know a mom that's grieving. I live with one, right? Now I get to meet another mom that's grieving, the exact
Oh,
same
fuck,
age.
that's
And
powerful.
bro, she lost her daughter months before I lost Jaden.
That's
We were
powerful.
right there, dude.
There's a
So
similarity that you've both lost your same kids, but you're now seeing it from a female's perspective. So now you're
yes,
getting a
and you
little bit of an
listen.
insight.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that
And so
then,
that all of a sudden you go, I'm not a victim. There's other people going through it. I just haven't met them yet. I
not only
haven't
that,
been able to use my superpower
yeah,
to listen to them and feel what they're feeling, right?
I like that. And you are now starting to see it from a female's perspective, so you can try and understand like what your wife is going through.
Bam,
Fucking
bam.
dude, and this is one thing I think, and okay, look, we could talk about this for hours, and we're not going
Yeah.
to. We're going to end this pretty quickly. That the 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 people that are out there that are in a similar situation as us and are unafraid to have those conversations with other people, you kind of wonder why the world is so fucked up. You kind of wonder why there's a lot of chaos, and you kind of wonder why you feel so alone. It's because we're not willing to have those conversations that you guys are
Right,
having in grief, the
right.
conversations that we need to have that not only empower us but also help us deal with our shit, but also there's that co-creation that we all need as human beings. We all need to be able to have those conversations and be there. It's like, look
So
at what we
good.
did in the last 5 years. It was all about, the social distancing bullshit, but that's
Well,
just
how far can we get them away from each other? That's what it
exactly.
was,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And we've kind of fallen into that trap that, we can go alone. You can't go fucking alone. You can't do this journey on life all on your own. Yeah,
Well, what is it, Aaron? The old saying is, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together.
yeah.
And dude, that's just, I mean, Aaron, I'll
Love it.
tell you right now, man, I don't know where I would be without this group. But it took my courage, Aaron. It took me, and I can be able to, I can give myself this grace, dude. It took me to take that step, Aaron. If I would have did
Mm.
nothing, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't even want to know, right? Because that everything that I've done has allowed me to have the tough conversation when I'm not feeling a certain type of way or if it's a difficult conversation. And you know what I also realized too, Aaron? Just in this last week, dude, I realized why do I put myself through so much in the morning? Why do I get
Yeah.
up at 4:30
Yeah.
when it's getting cold now here? It's like it was 20 degrees this morning, and I'm out there watching my breath and I'm starting my truck and I'm going, why am I doing this? It's people don't realize, Aaron, and we talked about this too. It's not a distraction. It's a simple thing. You put yourself through the things that you don't want to. It teaches you to put yourself to the rest of the things that you don't want to do, such as have that really difficult conversation with your boss or tell your friend that, hey, you're talking to me a certain way and I didn't appreciate it. Whereas most people avoid that stuff. And then guess what? It starts to build in here and you start freaking exploding because you don't want any confrontation. And then pretty soon you're just mad all day over for something you should have said, but you didn't say. So that, and Aaron, I think that's what it is, bro, that's what I learned, right? Because in the beginning I was like, why am I doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that? Now I understand. And it was me that went to that grief share group, uncomfortable, nervous, every other word. I was crying. I was ugly crying. I was bawling my eyes out. I mean, you name it. I did it. And so now I get here and I watch people go day one. When they come in day one because they just lost
Mm,
somebody 2 months ago,
mm.
first of all, I'm like, wow, good for you. That it took me longer. And I can't believe you're not here just losing it right now. And people, I mean, bro, you have every different, different demographic you can think of in there. And you just go, wow, I'm infatuated and I want to know more. And that's what you were talking about, Aaron, with people. You just start getting interested about people's story because, bro, I don't care who you are, you have a story. It's just, are guys like you and I willing to sit there and go, let me stop and let me understand what you're saying because this is really, really giving me a different perspective I never thought I would get. And it's game changing, Aaron. It's just, bro, all of this, man, through grief, and of course I would trade it all away for the world to have my boy back. But
Mm.
man, if this is what it's building me up in these last 3 years, then I'm here for it.
And you know what? That was one thing I was going to ask. What's that one thing that people can do or can search for to be able to make that next step? And you just said it right there. You find that glimmer of courage. It's not hope. You find that glimmer of courage within you
Courage, yes.
and you know, make that step. Just whatever that
It's a
courage
little
is.
tiny
Yeah.
step, Aaron, and I
Yeah.
promise you, bro. I mean, that's what people got to realize because a lot of people I talk to and they're like, I'm not ready. And I'm like, that's okay.
Mm,
And I don't sit there, bro, and go, here's what you should do.
mm, mm.
All I do when I check in with people, man, how was your week? I don't say, how you doing? I'll never say that. Say, how was your week? And people will say, you know what? It was a good week. Or you know what? This week sucked. And I'm like, I hear you on both.
Yeah.
Because I do, bro. And you know what's dope, Aaron? Is that's what I mean, man. You can go pay yourself a counselor or a psychologist who's never lost a day in their life, and they're paying you on, or you're paying them on what to say, what to do, this, that, and the other. Don't talk to me if you don't have my credentials. I'm not going to listen, right? I won't even listen because why are you giving me advice? Have you felt this? Do you know what this is
Mm,
like? And this is not victim, Aaron. This is just straight up and down raw. Have you been there
mm.
at any point in time in your life? If you can feel me and I can feel you on that, hell yeah. That's why my grief share group is so special to me, bro. And that's why I mean, yeah, I shout them out every single time because it's a beautiful thing, and
All right.
more people need it.
I love it. I want you to end with something like for a takeaway moment for anyone that's listened right up to now to the end. Thank you. Appreciate all of you. So, John, ending this, like, what can people, what's a takeaway moment for people? Like, what can you leave for them?
Oh man, I think the biggest thing that I will tell people right now is it's okay. And what I mean by that is everything that you're going through. It sucks. It's gonna hurt. It's not ideal. Every day is gonna feel like it's the worst day of your life. And all of that is completely, completely normal. You're not weird. You're not being, because that's the thing here. In some family, they're like, you should be done with it by now. You should be this.
Mm,
And the world thinks like that too, man. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that feed us that especially if you're in the wrong headspace, you're like, I must be, it must be me. I must be the problem. I can't get past this. And people are telling me that the world is still spinning and I should move along.
mm, mm,
It's okay. And that's those two words, Aaron. It's okay because whatever you're feeling, you're supposed to feel. And it's going to just be what it is until you decide otherwise. Ultimately, you have the choice, you have the decision to move at the pace that you want to move. And what's cool is the people that are supposed to be there for you, such as my brother, will be there for you. And they'll be there for you, not expecting you to turn the corner or be this person or be that person. They just want to love you, right? They just want to be there for you. And I'm telling you, I can only say this because I had so many people yesterday at my house. And man, you just look around there and you're just so full. And that's the thing, man. Your heart fills back up again. I
Mm.
mean, it's broken forever, but it fills back up. It's like this jolt of just energy. And so I just say that for people is if get around the people that are filling you, that are actually going to fill you. And I don't mean the ones that are like, so how you doing? Talk to me about it. It's the ones that you just have the best conversations with. And I'm just blessed to have that and get that over the years that I've had that. And I put that out to people because you'll find it. And you'll find it when you're ready to find it. Don't let nobody rush the process. I don't give advice. I never give advice because everybody moves at a different pace and everybody's healing journey is their own. So I won't leave it with advice. I'll just leave it with two words and it's okay. And you'll move at the pace that you need to move and move accordingly, right? That's all you can do, Aaron. That's it, brother. It's not anything else. And the thing is, man, I'm sure you probably have a couple of things to say as a man who's lost his parents as well, brother, on what helps you, man. I mean, I don't want to be the only one giving the slowdown here, man. So you got anything additional on top of that?
Nah, honestly, no. Like everything you say, bro, is that because the pain's the same, the circumstances are a little bit different, but for someone to turn around to you and say it's okay, everything's going to be okay. When you have someone around you that just says that and gives you the space and just shuts up and doesn't say anything, that's
Yeah.
probably the most important thing. The
Yes.
worst thing the thing that frustrates and irritates me the most is that when someone says it's okay and they just don't shut up. And it's like,
Right.
what the fuck you,
They want to fix you,
yeah, yeah. And it's like,
right? And
just
and
shut,
that's
yeah,
the
I'm
thing.
the
There's
like,
too many fixers in this
yeah,
world,
yeah.
brother.
I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Because, and then,
Yeah.
then you go back into that, you don't know what I'm feeling kind of mentality because you just want them to shut up.
Well,
Um,
and you know what, Aaron? I'll use you, bro, as an example, man. When you used to reach out to me, you didn't even say it was okay. You know what you said to me, bro? You just said, "I'm here for you, man.
yeah,
Just checking on you." Hey, that was it. It was a simple, just checking on you. I'm here for you, brother. And then 2 weeks would go by, and you wouldn't hear from me again,
I had to be at
brother.
that, and that's okay. You know,
And it was you were, and you didn't make it about you, Aaron. That's what I love, bro. I think people just need to stop making it about them, right? And if you're going through it, like you say, it's those two words, man. I mean, give me if you were in the same vicinity as me, we'd give each other a monster freaking bear
bro.
hug. Like, bro, it's okay, man. I got you. And then that's it. I'm not gonna try to fix you.
Mm.
But that's like you say, bro, epic. Stop trying to fix people. Let them be them, and that's really what it's gonna be, brother.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you even mentioning, obviously, the how where I fit in all of this. I appreciate all of that. And I think that when you're also trying to find yourself and you're just trying to find that, your authentic self and you just coming from a kindness and a truthful perspective, then, and as I tell a lot of people, it's like the conversations you need to have with yourself is the conversations you need to have with your best mate. And,
Oof.
you know, and from that perspective, it's like, then be your best mate. Be someone's best mate. Don't be
Oh,
a,
that's it.
like we say it here in Australia, don't be a see you next. All right, we love technical difficulties. It's fucking awesome, but we're back. We're here. Mandy, honest, it was technical difficulties. Please forgive us. But what I was saying is that we actually have a saying here in Australia. It's see you next Tuesday. And yeah, there's definitely a time and a place where that comes up. And all you want to do is that see you next Tuesday. Just take the first letter out of each of those words, and that's pretty much can explain a lot of where we're at in a space. But I think the biggest thing is that I love to go back to what you're referencing before in regards to find that courage. It will take as long as it takes. And when you find those people around you that see you for you and are patient with you, fucking hold on to those people.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. And I just, the only other thing I will say, man, is that when people say to me, it's not going to be okay, or, this is never going to stop, it's all where you're at in the journey, man, because there's definitely times in the journey that you just don't feel like it's ever going to stop. And it's always going to be as bad as it is. And I remember in the beginning, Aaron, even talking to you, man, when I finally had the courage to talk to you about it, I said, Aaron, this pain is just, it's too wicked. And I remember you saying, brother, you're exactly where you need to be right now. You keep feeling what you're going to feel and just know that no one's going to stop you from feeling that way. And like you say, bro, I mean, fuck, I can remember when you said that all the time. You used to say, it'll take as long as it takes. And I
Mm.
remember hearing that. And that was almost your way of giving me grace to go, it's okay where you're at. Just be where you're at. That's all you got, right? It was never a long-winded conversation with you, and that's what I only do this on the pod with you, bro, because you were a part of a lot of, and continue to be a lot of conversations that we have where you got to see me in different spaces during these last 3 years.
And you know what? It needed to be okay because it doesn't matter how much you care about someone, you can't force them or you can't force them to speed up that healing process or that grieving process. You can't speed it up. And again, it goes back to people trying to fix someone. You honestly can't. And all you can do is you can just be patient with them. And in times it can be frustrating, especially when there's someone close. It can be frustrating that, they just seem so lost all the time. But I think at the same time also there's an element of hurt in yourself that you just want to see them thrive again. But you can't speed that up. And I love it that it takes as long as it takes for people. And I think once you get to a point where you start to understand where you're at, then again, that's another process of all right, you've taken a step. At least now you're starting to understand where you're at and you're starting to identify, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through. And then all of a sudden, it's like as you did, you saw a glimmer of light. There was a little voice that was coming through that you paid attention to. And as long as you start doing that, then that's when the grief doesn't stop, but that's when the healing start begins.
Yeah, bro. Good call, man. And I'm glad that this episode has taken what it is. We'll call it a special edition, right,
I
episode.
agree.
But it's one of those things, Aaron, where I think for me, bro, at the end of the day, man, is I just know that in these last 3 years, I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about people, and how I move is only for me, right? And it sounds a bit selfish, but if you think about it, Aaron, my mom always says this to me. You got to take care of number one first.
Yep.
Bro, if number one's not right, I could be in turmoil, Aaron, trying to have a conversation with you about your turmoil, and guess what's going to happen? It's just going to be two tornadoes going in different directions because I'm not good. If I'm not good, how am I supposed to help you? Right? And so we got to get right first, man. Before we can actually love on other people, we've got to be good. And I'm not saying we've got to be great and everything's got to be perfect. No, it's not. That's not it. But you've just got to go through the different stages of it, if you will. That's why they call it the 7 stages of grief, right?
Mm.
There's stages to this, there's levels to it, like we always talk about. If you don't go through those levels, when you get to a certain area with somebody, you're going to be like, man, I lost it. I don't know how the heck I don't know anything anymore. And you just feel just super confused about anything that you can actually do for somebody else, which is just be there, right? It's not that you have to have all the answers. You just got to be there. And if you can't be there because your own traumas, time to look back with inside you, figure out what you need to fix first.
Love that, mate. Great ending. And there you go. Yeah, this is our proper ending. After a little bit of technical difficulty, but no, I love that. It was it was probably one of the best conversations I think we've had. in regards to the journey of what you've expressed and what you've gone through in the last 3 years at the celebration, obviously, with Jaden and Jaden's life. And guys, like I said at the start, if you haven't had time to jump on John's page on his social media and actually have a look at the incredible display that is on the site, yeah, I think it's truly amazing, and it's a beautiful, it's definitely a beautiful tribute. So, thank you, my brother.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
you.
bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. This is always awesome, man. And it just as much as this time of year gets, a little bit, difficult for all of us, I'm telling you, this part right here, if anybody listening gets you somebody that you can have a conversation with, doesn't have to be a conversation where they tell you what to do, but just somebody that I know I could talk to Aaron whenever the heck I want, right? I mean, I know even if it's a voice note through Instagram, I know he's going to see it. And I know he's going to get it and he'll give me the feedback that I need, even if it's, brother, I'm here for you. Get you some friends like that. And I promise you, this journey is a beautiful thing.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Love you,
So,
bro. Have yourself a
love you
great
too,
evening,
man.
and give Mandy a hug for me.
Will do, man. Give her a big bear hug from
Yeah, bro.
Australian style, brother.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Like an alligator style. Love you, man.
All right, man. Cheers, brother.